What if everything you've ever been told about freedom was a lie? What if the very thing we yearn for, fight for, and dream about is also the very thing that destroys us? Freedom has always been painted as the ultimate prize, the thing that makes us human. To break our chains, to carve our own path, to live life on our own terms. It sounds perfect, doesn't it? But what they don't tell you is that freedom comes with a curse, one we rarely talk about. Freedom gives you choice, but it also gives you the weight of every decision. In a world without boundaries, you are the architect of your fate. That sounds empowering until you realize every wrong turn is your fault. Every failure, every regret, it all lands on your shoulders. Choice, they say, is the ultimate expression of freedom, but too much choice can paralyze you. Studies have shown that when people are given endless options, they often feel less satisfied with the choice they eventually make. Why? Because they're haunted by the possibilities of what they could have had. This is the paradox of freedom. When everything is possible, nothing feels certain. In ancient times, life was simpler. Your path was often chosen for you by your family, your culture, your circumstances. There was comfort in knowing your role, your purpose. But now, with all this freedom, the blank page of your life feels less like an opportunity and more like a prison. What if you make the wrong choice? What if you waste your one chance? Freedom isolates. When you're free to live your life however you want, you begin to drift from the safety of community. Your choices, your path, your struggles, they become uniquely yours. And in that independence lies a deep loneliness. The world no longer tells you who to be, but it also doesn't care if you disappear. The irony of freedom is that it often separates us. You're free to choose your own path, but the moment your choices differ from others, a gap forms. Your world, your struggles, and even your joys become difficult to share. And slowly freedom becomes a lonely road. The digital age has amplified this loneliness. Social media has given us more freedom to connect than ever before, but those connections often lack depth. We scroll, we swipe, we like, but at the end of the day, we're more alone than ever. Freedom to connect has ironically made us disconnected. Freedom has another trap. It feeds desire. When everything is within your grasp, nothing feels like enough. You want more. You need more. And in that endless chase for more, freedom enslaves you to your own ambitions. The promise of happiness becomes a mirage, always just out of reach. We are told that freedom will make us happy, but happiness requires limits. It thrives in boundaries, in gratitude, in the acceptance of what is. Freedom whispers that there is always something better, and so we're never content. We spend our lives running after the next big thing, only to find the emptiness waiting at the finish line. Look at history. The wealthiest kings, the most powerful empires, they had the freedom to indulge in every whim, yet they often met tragic ends. Why? Because freedom without purpose is chaos, and desire without restraint is destruction. Freedom forces you to confront yourself. When there is no one to blame, no chains to break, no oppressors to fight, you're left with one harsh reality: it's you against you. And for many of us, that's the scariest battle of all. Freedom demands that we face our fears, our flaws, our failures. It gives us the power to grow, but it also gives us the power to fall apart. It's no longer enough to survive. Now you have to thrive. And for some, the weight of that responsibility is unbearable. So is freedom a curse, or is it a gift? The truth is, it's both. It's the fire that can forge you into something greater, or the one that can consume you entirely. It's beautiful, it's terrifying, and it's yours to bear. True freedom isn't about escaping the curse. It's about learning to live with it, to shape it, to transform it into something meaningful. Freedom is heavy, but it's also empowering. It's the weight we carry to find purpose, to create, to become. The question isn't whether you're free. The question is, what will you do with that freedom? Will you let it break you, or will you let it build you? Freedom is a curse, but maybe it's the curse we need.